Hello and welcome to A Book in 5 Minutes. I'm Lindsay Milner. This week I'm looking at a book called Move, and it is subtitled, let me check, The New Science of Body over Mind. Now this is really interesting because it's not just talking about how we need to exercise. We all know we need to exercise, but it looks through the sort of evolutionary lens about how we evolved to move, and some of the stuff that's in there is quite similar to the findings in Exercised, which I reviewed a few months back. But this has got a different slant on it because it talks about different types of movement. There's not so much focus on evolutionary development, but the core message of the book is very similar to Exercised, and that is we need to move, and it's not just formal exercise that we need. There's a new school of thought which says that it's not just that our brain governs our body, it's not just thinking and deciding things that govern how we move, but also that how we move influences how we think. There's one of the things that she says, again, let me just check the notes, is that movement, and not just formal exercise, but movement throughout the day is important for our mental, cognitive and emotional well-being, as well as our physical well-being. So then the book moves on to talk about how do we move and what types of movement are beneficial. And she's got an exploration in this book of lots of different types of movement. She starts with just walking, how we're built to think whilst we're moving. So getting out and walking and thinking about things, life, goals, whatever, problem solving, whilst we're walking is actually very beneficial to our thought processes and helps to problem solve. I'm focusing on problem solving, but it's not just that she's talking about. She then looks at how we need to be strong enough to fight, and that's, okay, we're not fighting saber-toothed tigers anymore, but we still need to be strong enough to deal with threats to our physical well-being. And having the reflexes and the ability to fight, to defend ourselves, again, is an important thing for our mental well-being as well as our physical well-being. She looks at the role of music, moving to music, how being in synchrony with other people around us has an effect on our brainwaves, on our mental health, on our emotional well-being. She looks at breathing. She looks at core strength. There's a really interesting theory in there about how having core strength actually, again, helps with our cognitive processes. It helps with our thinking, and it helps to protect our mental health. She concludes the book with a look at how you can implement the things that she recommends into our everyday life. But the key thing is that humans are made to move, and the amount of sitting that we do these days is just really not good for us, and we need to make sure that we get movement into our day on a regular basis. I mean, the recommendation is every 20 to 30 minutes we need to be doing some movement instead of sitting for lengthy periods of time. She looks at ways that we can incorporate that into our everyday lives, and she concludes with a manifesto, again looking at how we can bring in movement from a very young age, how we can encourage our children to move, how we can carry on that through adulthood, and how we could actually help elderly people to be more mobile, to get more movement into their daily lives. So it was a really interesting read. If you're interested in well-being in any way, then I would recommend that you give this book a read. It will alter how you consider movement throughout your daily life. That is this week's book in 5 minutes. It is called Move, The New Science of Body Over Mind. Oh, I realise I forgot to mention the author's name. The author is Caroline Williams. Interesting read, definitely recommend it. Give it a go. If you've had a read of it, I'd be grateful to see a comment in the comments box. If you want more material like this, then please do subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. I will see you next time. I'm Lindsay Milner. Bye.